guys, welcome to Nerd Locker Podcast, where we break down the latest in movies, television, video games, and more. My name is Adam.
I'm pretty sure I'm Oliver.
You are.
Good.
Guys, day late. We're trying. We are going to the Acolyte episode 6. What we thought was going to be the finale. You know, not the finale.
Not the finale.
Not the finale.
Were you disappointed?
I'm glad it's not the finale because it's been shitty as hell.
That would have been like super quick, right?
So I'm going to quickly go over this. Guys, it's not going to be a long one. And basically I want to go over there was only two sides of the story, so we can go over each in like a couple minutes. First one, let's talk about May. So May gets on the ship with Soul, and while this is all happening, Basil is behind her and knows it's not Osha. So we go through this whole thing where Soul like keeps trying to console into who we think, like it seems like he thinks it's Osha, but I don't.
It's so weird.
We
don't know.
I think he knew for a while that it was May, and he starts to tell her like, I need to tell you everything that happened there. And May definitely doesn't seem like to be very Kill Bill. Like, I'm gonna kill Soul, it's done.
Yeah.
And eventually Soul knocks her out after he told the Jedi like, hey, my whole team died, which sends Venestra over to the site where everything happened, and she finds all the Jedi, because that kind of goes into the May storyline, and she finds everything. She uses her lightsaber whip, which is fucking badass.
Pretty dope.
And it makes me wonder if she was maybe the Jedi Master to Chimere. Maybe not. But yeah, so guys, this is why I'm saying this is very quick, because like that's really all we get out of the May storyline. We don't get a lot. It's kind of intersected between the Osha one a lot, and like we get a lot of back and forth. Like honestly, I think I counted how many times. I think it's like 5 times back and forth between them. Mm-hmm. And so after we get out of that,
with credits, only like a 30-minute
yeah.
episode,
So then we go over to Osha's side, and Osha's with Chimere, and Chimere's just like left her clothes, which seem to be May's clothes, and a dagger, the other side of the dagger, and she goes to like confront Chimere and like take his lightsaber, and he says, does it feel good? And like the Jedi have proved you wrong, and he like starts to talk about all these different things about what seems like the Sith, but maybe he's going for something different, not the Sith, not the Jedi.
We have to keep in mind this is like before that time, so it could be something.
Well,
that
it's not before that
created.
time, because we know the Sith existed. The thing is like Soul asks like, what are you? He's like, you would call me a Sith. He didn't say I was a Sith, but you guys would call me a Sith, because it's not exactly what you guys want. So that's how it works, I think, in this context. So he starts to like really like, he does the Kylo Ren take off his shirt kind of stuff, which a lot more swole than Kylo was.
Someone swallow colo.
Dude, this guy like, and then we also get a lot of Kylo Ren's like theme in a couple of things. Like when she's looking at the helmet, I kind of like recognize that music. But he basically gets her to like ignite his lightsaber, which right then and there, boom, she's a Sith. As soon as she ignited it on him, when he like pushed her over the edge, that was it. Mm-hmm. And then afterwards, he tries to tell her about the helmet he has, which we now get confirmation is Cortorsis. And he tells her, like, try it on. She doesn't want to at first. And then we go back to, like, seeing all the Jedi dead. We see the lightsaber whip. Then we come back to the last scene, which is her taking the helmet, putting it on, and doing the deep breathing that we get from, like, Darth Vader and some others through helmets and stuff. So, like, this is a very big thing, because I have said this so many times that, like, I feel like there was a different sister saved, and I feel like this has to deal with the whole like the power of 2 and personality shifts. I think there's something about their connection where like either one could be there, and I think there was just the wrong one saved in that moment, and I think that's where we're getting at right now. I think it's like we thought it was Osha, but it's gonna be May.
Do you think in the end it's just going to be like they're going to kind of switch places?
I think so. I think that's where we're getting at. And I'll get into some of my theories in just a second. But before that, here's a word from our sponsor. And thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. With BetterHelp, you could tap into a network of 30,000 licensed and experienced therapists who, can help you with a wide range of issues. And like when you start out, you answer a few questions, and any preferences you have for therapy, whether it be for a certain thing you want to try to get over, whether it be maybe too sporadic, anxiety,
paranoia, whatever it is that you guys are going through, you can find the right therapist for you by just answering a couple of simple questions. And you can also talk to the therapist that, fits mostly for you. If you find out you're not a fit with this therapist, or it's someone that you don't really want to talk to, or just maybe doesn't get you, you're able to change any time, any place, completely for free, which is, I think, in my case, a really cool thing. As well as you can get via text with your therapist, you can do video call, you can do just phone call. So it's whatever you really feel, and you could change it up every single week. If you want to tell your therapist, hey, I don't think I have time to take a video call, can I just take a phone call on the drive back from work? You can just talk to your therapist whenever you need to unwind and make those schedules for yourself. So it's really cool.
Exactly what Adam said. You can message your therapist at any time and schedule live sessions when it's convenient for you. If your therapist isn't right fit for any reason, you can switch it to a new therapist that is more accustomed to your liking for no additional charge. With BetterHelp, you can get the same professionalism and quality you expect in an in-office therapy session, but with a therapist who is custom picked for you. More scheduling flexibility and at a more affordable price. Get 10% off of your first month at betterhelp.com/nerdlocker. Again, that's 10% off betterhelp.com/nerdlocker, and we will have the link down below in the description.
Remember, guys, mental health is just as important as your physical health. Keep yourselves in check.
And we're back. So yeah, this, like I said, was a very quick episode. There's not really a lot to say here. What I will say is we've talked to the showrunner. She said the Kylo Ren theme was on purpose, so that means there might be some kind of connection there. As well as we don't know what's happening with season 2, because she has said that she put so much effort into season 1.
Right.
I don't know if we're going to get a season. I don't think it's on the docket right now. And I think right now, we've talked about this before. We'll see how Star Wars does after this whole Mando Grogu movie and then back into season 4. How will this transition from theater back to streaming work for them? I think that's going to determine where they go from here. If we get a season 2 of The Acolyte, it probably won't be until 2026, 2027. It'll be a while before we get it, which kind of sucks. But at the same time, I know they have so many other things they're trying to get through and so many other places they want to show and get to the Rey trilogy and stuff. But we also got confirmation that Giancarlo Esposito has said that he will eventually return as Moff Gideon, which does not confirm that he is not dead, but at least maybe in flashbacks. But we will get to see him back again as that. And one other thing I wanted to bring up, not exactly Star Wars related, guys, but fuck it. I don't think we won't review this, but if we ever do see it, we'll talk about it. Next month, we're getting a Sandy Cheeks SpongeBob movie.
What the fuck kind of transition is that?
Look, listen, I'm throwing in some random tidbits because this was a very quick episode. We're getting Sandy Cheeks movies, guys, August 2nd on Netflix.
I think we briefly talked about this. Are we talking Sandy Cheeks CGI? Or are we talking... Oh,
CGI.
Okay. Not live action?
No.
Oh, man. Dude, the New York Squirrels will fucking get at it.
I'm telling you, right? And another thing, I want to bring up a couple of things about Deadpool and Wolverine because, guys, we're going to see this in a couple of weeks. One of the things I want to bring up are... supposedly out of this timeline. So Deadpool and Wolverine are supposed to be happening I don't know if it's consecutively after, but that and Secret Wars right in its same thing, which they've now said that apparently rumor is Tobey Maguire and Hugh Jackman will appear in multiple Avengers films leading the multiverse Avengers.
Oh, okay.
So that's a big thing. And then, okay guys, so I'm going to either say this or not say this. Are you okay with possible spoilers for the first 40 minutes of this movie?
You already watched it, didn't you?
No. This was... Someone posted this, that they apparently saw it in Shanghai at an event.
Do we want it?
So apparently a lot of this...
I guess we do.
No. What I was going to say was the trailer showed everything. The first 40 minutes was just the trailers we saw.
Fuck it. Just do it.
Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to stay away from the big things. So overall, very violent and funny. Great action sequence, great score, and some very emotional scenes. It'll have a very violent connection with the end of the Logan film.
Okay.
Many variants of Logan are going to appear, including a zombie version.
Cool.
Many jokes about Fox and Disney.
Nice.
Many cameos.
Expected.
All the scenes we saw in the trailer are all in the first 40 minutes. I'm going to skip over this one real fast. Lady Deadpool wore a mask but sounded like Blake Lively.
Mm-hmm.
And then it felt like a combination of the feeling of Avengers Endgame and the nonsense of Deadpool. But there's one other tidbit there that they said that is not really a spoiler because we don't know who the actors are, but there is something there. Do you want to know it?
No.
Okay, we're going to leave that out. If you guys saw this 40 minutes like preview
You can say it if you want. You know it, obviously.
I do, yeah.
Yeah, just say it.
Okay, so apparently we're going to see Wolverine versus the Hulk.
Cool. That's going to be
But we don't know
fun.
which Hulk.
Yeah, right. Ooh.
But it's like a big thing from the comics, guys. So like we're going to see in the first 40 minutes Wolverine versus the Hulk.
That's a lot.
So like this is a 2.5 hour movie almost. And we've only seen the first 40 in the whole trailer, which means the amount of cameos ridiculous,
That's
dude.
kind of nuts. Okay.
Fucking
oh my god.
ridiculous.
Fuck.
Yeah. So I don't know. This movie makes me very, very excited. I don't know like what really to think of it other than the fact that like Marvel put all their eggs in the correct basket. And the only other thing Marvel has talked about recently, and that has been confirmed by Kevin Feige, is the Fantastic Four movie will be set in the 1960s in an alternate universe.
I saw that. Yeah.
So it's not in our MCU proper yet. Mm-hmm. But this is like...
Give it time.
But the time frame is in the 1960s.
Is that the oldest Marvel movie we have?
No, because Captain America.
Oh, yeah.
1940s.
Yeah, 40s.
So, yeah. So I just wonder, like, whose continuity is this, like, the one where it's, like, we saw, like, where Doctor Strange went to, like, is it the 838 universe continuity kind of thing? Like, I just wonder where this comes from, because it also can't be, because you have Reed Richards, like John Krasinski, but maybe he wasn't from that universe. He could have been from another multiverse pulled in, and maybe the Fantastic Four from that universe have just been gone. So we'll see like where this whole like incursion stuff is going to happen and blah, blah, blah. Because like this all has to connect in some way. We know it. It's Marvel. It's just the way it is. But I'm just more excited. Let's just get Deadpool out of the way, see where it goes, see what it brings up. We know the post-credit scene, if not maybe multiple, are going to like kickstart whatever the fuck Marvel's got going.
Right.
I'm for it.
I mean, we're excited. I mean, we got 2 more episodes left of Acolyte.
2 more of both The Boys and The Acolyte, guys. Technically 2 more after this week. So we have episode 6 of The Boys tomorrow, which will release on Friday, and this episode should be releasing Thursday. So, we will keep you guys posted. We will get all that stuff out for you. After that, we will be doing Deadpool, and after that, format changes. So we will be doing something a little bit different, and I'll inform you guys more of that at the end of The Boys when we are all done there.
Fun. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be different. But
what'd you rate this episode?
It was very anticlimactic compared to the last one. Like, that fucking lightsaber battle was so good. I would say this one was like a 6.5.
Yeah, 6.5?
Yeah.
I feel
6.5 for the fact that, like, I'm happy I was kind of right that Osha was going to, like, swap.
I'm going to say 5.
This was a very forgettable episode.
Fine.
Very forgettable.
It was fine. Like I wasn't disappointed about it. It just seemed a little bit more predictable.
Yeah.
And I guess I will lower my rating as we go on to the next episode on if I'm right or not, which I literally think they're just gonna swap and fight, which has been a story in games before.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It just seemed like I understand this person that I forget her name, who made this series. Like, they're saying season 2 is going to be amazing. Do you mind looking up that name really quick?
If they do it. Yeah.
If they do it. And like, I'm sorry, but this has all been made before. And I'm not like super impressed by it. Besides the choreography of that episode, which is amazing. It's the greatest thing in Star Wars since we gotten from the prequels. Sorry, I know I'm not supposed to be talking too much. Because I'm sick, not because Adam told me to.
Leslie Headland.
Yes, but this is like super generic. There's like, keep in mind our predictions from the beginning. We were thinking like these characters had like schizophrenia. There was multiple personality.
Yeah.
It was a one character thing. They were just doing multiple stuff. Yeah. And so far, Star Wars is still so simple, whereas it's just a simple character swap. And we could have done that like in the beginning. Mm-hmm. But it's fine. Like, I like it. Like, it's still fun to watch. It's not something I'm going to recommend to people, but it's a 5 for me right now.
I still recommend this series over some other things from Star Wars more so, at least based on the last episode. But yeah, I think overall this is going to be a hit or miss. We'll see where it ends. I think where it ends is I think there's been more good than bad so far. So we'll see where the scales tip in the next couple of weeks.
Left, right?
Yeah. And then one other thing before I want to go, guys, we will probably talk more about this in the new format. But one other thing I wanted to bring up of news, My Hero Academia. If you guys have been watching or reading that series manga, the manga ends August 5th, guys.
Whole thing, right?
The whole thing ends in 5 weeks. We have 5 more chapters left in this series to go through.
Wild.
And I've been such a big fan of this. I know where they're going to head to with animation is going to make it so much better. But like, it's not like where it's at currently. I'm surprised. I'm excited. And this might have gone down as one of the better manga series because at least it had an end, unlike some other ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, do I think they might like reboot it and like bring in the future? Yes. Do I think it'll be from the same creator? Very unlikely. Very unlikely because he's had enough health issues to begin with.
Oh.
If they continue it, someone else would have to take over, and I don't know how much I would have faith in that.
Oh my God, it's another George R.R.
Kind of, in a way. I don't know if it would ever get a anime. It might get a manga, but I don't think so. It depends on what these next 5 chapters do.
So
if he leaves the door open or not.
How long do we?
I think we get one more season. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. Can you stop? Okay. Yeah. This guy.
Don't make me laugh.
So yeah, I think we'll get a season 8 because right now in season 7 we just started the final arc and they just ended the final arc.
Okay.
With their now epilogue right now.
Cool.
So like, yeah, crazy.
Nice. Oh
All
my
right.
God, I'm
Well,
excited.
Other than that, where can they find you? You can find me at AMRA Photography. You can find this studio at Archangel Studios Official, and you can find this podcast at Nerd Locker Podcast on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts. And you can find Oliver at the Sphere 21, or not on TikTok. You can get him at OliverCon VA, and his OnlyFans is.